XXXTentacion was a massive star at the time of his passing. He had become an even bigger star the day he passed away, as his death became worldwide news. On the day he passed, his streams saw a massive spike, rising by 549%, which marked the highest point of his musical career. His fans were left hurting and shocked as no one was expecting the rapper to go out like that, and at such a young age. No one would have guessed that while X was at his peak, he would end up losing it all. Well, no one except for XXXTentacion himself, who had hinted at all this happening several times while he was still alive. If you've seen any one of my several X videos, then you would already know that he spoke about his end multiple times. Even in the documentary made by Hulu about X's life, they show a scene where Gazi, the CEO of the Empire label X was signed to, revealed that X told him he would not live past 21 years old.
And we were sitting down eating, and he was around with the chopsticks, and we were just sitting there, and we started talking about kids. And he was like, "You're gonna be a great dad." I said, "You're gonna be a great dad too someday, bro." He said, "No, I'm not." So, what do you mean? And he just looked me dead in the eye, and he's like, "I'm not gonna make it past 21.
As you heard for yourself, for some strange reason, X felt that he wasn't going to live past the age of 21. He also dropped his music video Sad 10 days after he passed away, which depicted him attending his own funeral. He obviously filmed this video before he passed, as he is featured in the music video. For some reason, X kept foreshadowing his own death, but why was X doing this? Did he somehow know that something was going to happen to him in advance, or was he in some kind of trouble that the world was unaware of? Today, I will provide some answers to these questions and bring clarity to the entire XXXTentacion story with information that connects everything else we have spoken about before. After watching this video, you will have a better understanding of what really happened to X and why it happened to him to begin with. You will also see the truth about the music industry and why it's so dark and disturbing. I want to give a special shout out to this channel, as their video was posted on my Discord and pointed me to some of the information in this video. This story starts all the way back when X was coming up trying to make it in the music industry. When X was 17, he was homeless, and according to his close friend Ski Mask, this is when X met a man who went by the name of Bruno Dickums back in 2015. Bruno was an adult film star who was known in South Florida for his films. During these days, he had an adult film series called Groupie Lust, which featured popular Florida rappers shooting scenes with their fans. The series would feature rappers like Puya, Fat Nick, Little Tracy, Denzel Curry, and many other Florida rappers. Bruno was a part of the Florida collective called Members Only that featured many underground rappers as well. This made Bruno popular in the Florida rap scene, which led to many Florida rappers wanting to hang out with Bruno, one of those being X. According to Bruno, he met X because X had contacted him to be a part of his Groupie Lust series. But according to Ski Master Slump God, X had asked Bruno if he can stay at his home in Miami, and Bruno would agree. Bruno would take X in, and X would indeed eventually make a film for the series that was never released. X even talks about this film's existence in the interview he did with Adam 22.
The Groupie Lust, you know, we got Becky in the building, in the building.
You did the Groupie Lust thing, the Fat Nick did?
Of course.
You did it?
Yeah.
Did you, or did you just...
Of course I
You did. So people can go watch you.
Of course. I'm gonna have fun.
You are. So you're not ashamed. You're Brazzers. There's a lot.
Fucking man right here. Bruno is the fucking man. He's the fucking future, bro.
Wow.
Bruno is the future, bro.
That's awesome.
While X was living at Bruno's house, Bruno would eventually briefly become his manager. X and Ski Mask would both routinely record songs at Bruno's house, one being Take a Step Back, a song with over 140 million streams on YouTube. Around this time is when X's career really started, and Bruno seems to play an important role in all of it. Looking into Bruno, I discovered some very interesting information. Bruno was into the occult and Thelma, and was a worshipper of the infamous occultist Aleister Crowley. I have found multiple people speaking about their experiences at Bruno's house, where they all say he was participating in rituals. One adult film star, Marsha May, who worked with Bruno and was managed by him, said in an interview that Bruno actually would sacrifice the souls of women he did scenes with in his house. She claimed that Bruno had a pentagram underneath his bed and would do a ritual that would allow him to harvest the souls of the people he hooked up with.
So I moved into the model house. He started, the guy that had the model house, he was a male talent too. I actually can't stand him. His name's Bruno. He does some satanic shit now with the girls.
That's on Groupie Lust, right?
Yeah, you know him?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
like I met him once, like in clubs and stuff.
he's a no around. He sacrifices a girl's soul and he fucks them on top of his bed. Because he has like the gates of hell pentagon drawn underneath his bed, and he sacrificed his girl's soul on top of the bed when he f***ed them. So let the world know that, because that is some real demonic shit. That's not cool. And that revolves around XXXTentacion too,
because I got that whole like scene and stuff is like, you know,
XXX does the same thing.
For real?
Yeah, he sacrifices his best friend's soul, Ski Mask. Sacrificed his soul. It's real.
As you heard for yourself, Marsha exposes Bruno and tells the interviewer he is not someone to mess with, repeating to him that he was a Satanist who sacrificed people. She also revealed that XXXTentacion was doing the same things as Bruno, but we will talk more about this shortly. Another woman who also stayed at Bruno's house said the same thing, claiming that he was into Santeria or something dark.
And he started managing them, and that's when they started. He was 17 years old. They was 17, 18 years old, I think a little younger. Hanging out at Bruno's house, a whole bunch of stars. That's why X and them were like insane kids, like doing screamo. Yeah. Bruno is like, there's videos of Bruno taking X to Disney. Like, people said like Bruno was kind of wanted him to be like his little, his like mini, or like that. That's like they're twins, or like, you know, they acted almost alike. Yeah. And X admired that. It was so weird, and that's when all those allegations came out. Like, he beat up this girl that was at Bruno's house. It's crazy. No one knows that it was Bruno.
Really?
And now none of X's mom, his friends, none of those people fuck with Bruno, because he really got this kid into like a bad like lifestyle.
Is he doing something else, or just different artists?
Bruno?
Yeah.
Bruno's still doing the same thing he was doing. This is when X was like 17. He had like short hair. He didn't even have like the two like long, and he was kid. Yeah. He was recording in his house. If I tell you some real shit right now, like, I'm gonna tell you some crazy. Like, these kids, like what I've heard, what they did at Bruno's house. Bruno did that in the house when I was there. Later on was, I guess, after he started living with these kids, he started doing like brujeria. Like, he started doing that shit. And like, these are facts. Like, Wi-Fi, funeral, and all these guys would say that. Even Juice WRLD would say that. He was like, yeah, like Bruno was doing like some. They were doing some weird. Even X. Supposedly they got some of the girls and did like some weird shit.
Yeah, they can
sacrifice. Throwing blood just on them.
They dope them up somehow. So like
As you heard for yourself, this woman claims that Bruno was definitely into the occult, something that Bruno proudly exposed himself during a live stream. During one of Bruno's live streams, he straight up tells his live that he is the Baphomet, then shows a giant mural he has on the wall of Baphomet.
Smart question, because most people don't even ask, they assume. Is it metaphorical? You know what? You're the first one to hit it on the dot. Thank you. That right there is a metaphor for myself. That's me. I am the fucking Baphomet. Am I the devil? Nah.
As you heard for yourself, not only does Bruno confess he is the Baphomet, but he then shows this massive mural on his wall, showing who he truly serves. X was seen taking a photo in front of this very mural. At this moment in my investigation, I started to realize Bruno was the one who introduced X to the world of the occult. By digging, I was able to find out about an incident that took place at Bruno's house between X and his girlfriend Geneva that revealed just what was going on at the house. In this video, Geneva states while she was at Bruno's house, she felt possessed due to what X and Bruno were doing. She then claims that X called his friend, who was a part of Members Only by the name of SB, to come perform an exorcism on her. I don't know who SB is, but he does have a song with Ski Mask the Slump God on YouTube called No More Pain.
I was possessed. I know that sounds stupid, but to me it wasn't stupid, because I'll say it was really into the spiritual, like, you know? And it just backfired because Jose got on the phone and called SB, and he was like, yo, I know your parents or your auntie do woo, come over here and try to like save this. And they came over there, had me in a room. They started putting like charcoal and like some type of rocks in my nose. They were drawing crosses on my feet, on my...
As you heard for yourself, Geneva openly admits that Bruno and X were participating in occult rituals in Bruno's house. Bruno definitely introduced X and all the other rappers he had around him, like Puya, Denzel Curry, Ski Mask, Little Pump, Wi-Fi's Funeral, and many others to Thelma and Crowley's beliefs. They are all a part of Thelma. It appears that Bruno most likely had his own Thelma Lodge in Miami, and he indoctrinated these young rappers into the religion, using them to promote its values through their music. Thelma is all about sex magic rituals, and Crawley's Do What Thou Wilt Creole. This is rather interesting since Bruno is an adult film star, filming adult scenes where he is most likely performing sex magic rituals he learned from Crowley's books. I know there's a connection between the adult film industry and Thelma, due to Hugh Hefner, who seemed to also be a Thelmite, but that's a story for another day. Something that's extremely interesting is that while X was living in Bruno's house, he made the song called I Spoke to the Devil in Miami and Everything Would Be Fine, where he mentioned striking a deal with a Baphomet. I have spoken about this song often, but now knowing he made it while living at Bruno's house, and also knowing that Bruno was the one who introduced him to Baphomet and Crowley, things started to make way more sense to me. In the song XXXTentacion raps, "Bite of your apple, give me all you can offer. Now I'm trapped in a changing maze, setting my soul ablaze. Couldn't control the pace. Where is this going? Hey, heartless is recklessness. I'm off the map, my lord. Spoke to a Baphomet. He said he would save me if I gave him one thing he needed. What is this thing? I pleaded. Boy, it's the key to even, yeah. And as I spoke, my fangs were shown. Taken aback, he smiles and tell me, what you crave will soon be yours. But what I crave is already mine. Anima versta, anima, anima versta, anima." This song is very revealing. It reveals how X met and made a deal with Baphomet. He refers to biting the apple, a reference to Adam and Eve and the forbidden fruit. I know many of you are going to comment that in the Bible it doesn't name the fruit that was eaten by Adam and Eve, but the apple is commonly used to represent the fruit since an apple is a fruit. In the song, X states he took a bite from the apple and asked the devil to give him all he can offer. This represents him selling his soul to Lucifer. In the Bible, it also speaks of a moment when Lucifer tried to convince Jesus to kneel to him, offering him the world if he did. Jesus refused his offer, but if we're listening to X, he didn't refuse this deal with the devil. Instead, he took it. X is implying that he took a bite of the apple willingly and sold his soul for all the devil can offer. He then states that he is off the map where he met a Baphomet. X is referring to meeting Baphomet while astral projecting in a dream state. He also mentions making a deal with a Baphomet and claiming that he will save him if he gave him one thing he needed, which we know is a sacrifice. At the end of the song, we find out who X had sacrificed. It turns out to be himself. As in the outro to the song, X said that Baphomet told him all he wants will soon be his, but what Baphomet wants is already his, which is anima versta. Anima versta actually translates to your soul. In this song, X confessed the truth since the beginning, all the way back in 2015, before he was famous, or his career had even taken off. Bruno definitely inspired this song, and he was the one who introduced X to Baphomet and Thelema. X got the idea of sacrifice from Aleister Crowley, who wrote about it in his book called Magic in Theory and Practice, where he states, those magicians who object to use of blood have endeavored to replace it with incense. But the bloody sacrifice, though more dangerous, is more efficacious, and for nearly all purposes, human sacrifice is the best. This is what X was trying to do, but with himself, since he wanted the world. X was so devoted to Crowley's work, he started spreading it through his music. As later, when he started performing, he would repeat a quote by Crowley, "Every man and woman is a star." X tells his fans the exact same thing during a show.
Silence, please. Listen, I want to say something to you guys. Alright, so listen. No matter what anybody tells you, each and every individual in here is a star. All of you are important.
In this Medium article, this photographer claims to have been invited to take pictures of a party at Bruno's house. At the party, this photographer claims that he witnessed multiple rappers sit around X while X openly spoke about the importance of sacrifice and how someone must lose so that you can gain. The photographer claims the conversation was rooted in alchemy, which is an ancient form of witchcraft. X had become consumed with this idea of sacrifice, and he went through with it to have the world. Things get even stranger after this song, as not long after X would be arrested for his crimes he allegedly committed against his former girlfriend Geneva, and then after this he would become a massive superstar. Not long after this song was made, X would become the rap star he is remembered as today, and it's all because of something he did from jail. Back in October 2016, it wasn't looking good for X, who was locked up in jail for allegedly putting hands on his ex-girlfriend Geneva. What he allegedly did to Geneva at Bruno's house was so disturbing I can't even mention it in this video. Just look it up on Google and you'll see for yourself. But according to reports, Geneva was being kept at Bruno's house until she found a way to escape. X looked like he was gonna spend a long time behind bars, but he somehow completely changed his luck around, and by late March he was back outside. But things were now different, as his song Look At Me had completely blown up, making him an overnight star. After spending months in jail, he was now leaving jail a rap star. Ghazi from Empire Records would pick up X and would quickly sign him to Empire Distribution. You may be asking yourself, how did X manage to accomplish this? How did he go from possibly being put away for years to being free and now a rap superstar? Well, it all goes back to a phone call X made to her friend while he was in jail. Sometime while X was in jail for his crimes to Geneva, he made a very revealing call that was recorded to his friend. During the call, X can be heard getting instructions of a ritual he performed that changed the outcome of his entire life.
Alright, what is it? Say it to me.
Yo.
Say the first part.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Say it.
Summoning Hecate, goddess of crossroads, darkness, witchcraft, wisdom, and the moon. Please come to me, please.
Right, tell me how to spell the name. Summoning.
The H word?
Huh?
Hecate is the H word that I was saying.
Wait, H-E?
Hecate.
Hecate. Hecate?
Yeah, goddesses of crossroads.
Or goddess?
I mean, yeah, goddess of crossroads.
Goddess of crossroads.
Darkness, witchcraft, wisdom,
witchcraft,
and the moon.
Wait, hold on. Darkness, witchcraft, wisdom, and what?
And the moon.
And the moon.
Please come to me.
Huh?
Please come to me.
Please
come to me. Please. Hecate.
Please come to me. Please, Hecate.
Yeah.
Please.
Protect me and bring me freedom.
Protect me and bring me freedom?
Through this sacrifice.
Bring me freedom through this sacrifice, okay.
Treat me as if one of your own.
Treat me as one of your own.
And give me all that is needed.
Your own. And give me all that is needed? That's what
Yeah. Hecate, surround me in your darkness.
Hecate, right? Okay.
Hecate. Surround me in your darkness so that I can bring forth my light.
So that. Listen, if I have to call back, I want you to put like $50 on the phone, okay? So that.
I'm gonna try because I don't know how much. I'm gonna try and see how much you got on it.
So that I may what?
I
may.
So that I can bring forth my light.
So that I may bring forth or can bring forth?
So that I can.
So that I can bring forth my light?
Yeah.
Is that
Accept this sacrifice. I'm gonna just spell out the rest because I don't know what else she wanted me to say. So.
Is there a lot left or no?
It's just a few sentences. Like it's like a sentence. So.
All right. Hey, listen.
Ready?
So that I can bring forward my light. So that I can bring forward my light. I accept the sacrifice. Okay, accept the sacrifice.
IGIVE.
Wait.
I'm just spelling first. IGIVE. YOU. ALL. OF. Yeah, MY. DEMONS.
Wait, what? Oh, DEM.
D.
Okay.
Yeah. FOREVER.
Oh, wait, FOR.
EVER. IN.
IM. I what?
IN.
Okay.
EXT.
EX. Wait, EX what? EXTH.
EXTH.
ANGE.
Yeah. The number. So FOR.
Yes.
M as in mom. Y. FREEDOM.
Okay.
S-O.
Huh?
S as in snake, O.
Yes. O. Okay.
M as in mom, O. T-E.
Wait, S-O-M.
M-O-T-E.
S-O-M.
No, it's so. And then
So?
M-O-T-E.
So, wait, so, is that word together or?
No, it's just so, and then the next, you space it.
Wait, so S-O-M-O-T-E?
Yes.
M-O-T-E.
Yes, that's what it says. I mean, she sent me a picture. And then it be.
Huh?
And then it be after that.
I-T-B-E?
No, I-T-B-E, yeah.
I-T-B-E.
This call is from the Miami-Dade Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Center.
So it's S-O-M-O-T-E-I-T-B-E.
Yeah, unless she, like, messed it up, it looks like a T, like, for a fact, because I'm zooming in.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
All right. Listen, I'm going to call back, please.
As you heard for yourself, X was getting instructions to do a sacrifice ritual to the goddess Hecate, who is known as the goddess of the crossroads magic, witchcraft, and moon magic. During the phone call, we hear the person that X was talking about repeatedly tell X it was a sacrifice ritual. X was told to end the ritual by saying "So mote it be," which is a Masonic saying. X wrote all this down and performed this ritual, and not long after, he was a free man with an overnight fan base taking over the world. What makes this entire phone call so much more disturbing is X being told he needs to go perform a sacrifice. A sacrifice I believe he accomplished with Jocelyn Flores. See, X was released from jail March 2017, and in May 2017, a young woman named Jocelyn passed away within 24 hours of meeting up with X. It was reported that Jocelyn took herself out after an incident that took place with X and another girl. Jocelyn met X because she modeled for his merch brand, and it's believed she then started a relationship with X. X would eventually fly her out to be a part of a photo shoot and to spend some time with him, and less than 24 hours later, she was gone. X even dedicated 2 songs to her on his debut project, one of them being named after her. I don't think it's a coincidence that he was talking about sacrificing to Hecate, and then Jocelyn passes away within 24 hours of meeting him. What's really interesting is that around the same time this happened with Jocelyn, he uploaded a speech to his SoundCloud account back on May 26, 2017. In the speech, X shouts out a man called Teflon Don 187. In the end of the speech, he literally says, "Shout out to Teflon Sean. You need to make a SoundCloud, Teflon. But yeah, also study the Golden Beetle." With that being said, goodbye. The Golden Beetle, or the Golden Scarab Beetle, is an ancient Egyptian deity connected to mystic initiation rituals. Teflon seems to have introduced this to X while hanging out with him at no other than Bruno's house. Looking into Teflon Sean, he is a straight-up Satanist and an open Thelmite. On his Instagram page, he has paintings of Baphomet and coded messages that all points back to Thelma. But on his Twitter is where we find more interesting tweets that are truly revealing. In this tweet, Teflon Sean tweets, "Our mission is still the same. Destroy Earth through control of the children's mind." Open as day, this guy revealed the very thing we're fighting against on this channel: Satan manipulating the minds of the youth. Teflon Sean also tweeted, "This is just the beginning of the end. World domination 666. Teflon appears to be referring to the new Masonic World Order, as he also posted the Masonic square and compasses. This is interesting because X was told to end the ritual by saying, "So mote it be," which is a Masonic saying. Teflon Sean also seems to have a video posted on his Instagram account where he's at an event that's located inside a Scottish Rite Lodge. He also posted photos of Crowley and other satanic imageries on his Instagram and Twitter. This is the man that X shouted out in his speech, a person who is a devoted follower of Aleister Crowley. All of this was happening as X was becoming bigger and bigger, but at the cost of his soul. Not long after X was a star, he would end up passing away when he was taken out at a motorcycle shop. Many people believe Drake has something to do with this, and I thought so too, but for a moment I was confused because back in 2015, in the song I Spoke to the Devil in Miami, X already admitted he had sacrificed himself to the devil. He ended the song by saying Baphomet has his soul, when he said Anima Versta. But X himself did say that if anything happened to him, it was Drake. Well, the thing is, I believe X was actually referring to Satan when he mentioned Drake. If you look up what Drake means in Old English, it means Satan or dragon. I believe X was using the name Drake referring to Satan because he had already admitted he sacrificed himself to Baphomet. I do think X tried saving himself though by trying to sacrifice his best friend Ski Master Slump God, but failed. Back in 2017, Ski Mask and X had stopped messing with each other. This is when X posted on his Instagram that if Ski Mask doesn't start talking to him again, he was gonna quit making music. This made several of X's fans harass Ski Mask in order to get him to talk to X. Ski Mask refused and would eventually post this on his Instagram story, telling people he stopped talking to X because he tried to sacrifice him. I believe X was trying to replace himself with Ski Mask last minute, but Ski Mask wasn't having it and kept his distance from him. X had to do exactly what he said, sacrifice himself to Baphomet. This is why we saw X start to change towards the end of his life, as he knew his ending was coming. X claiming that Drake would take him out was a reference to Satan coming to collect his soul. Now, I will say it is interesting that Drake is the biggest artist in hip-hop and calls himself the sixth god, while his name literally means Satan. This alone is revealing. Whether Drake is supposed to be Satan, that's something that I can't answer, but I know it's connected to what happened to X. This is why I believe X was foreshadowing his death in the sad video. In the video, we see the Drake he is referring to, the Reaper or Satan who came to collect his soul. The video shows X doing exactly what he said he would do, sacrificing himself, as he is seen in the video fighting a version of him that's in a casket. By the end of the video, X is consumed by the light, a reference to Lucifer the light bearer. X sacrificed himself to have the world. That's what he wanted the world to know. In one of his last live streams, he literally tells the world that if he passes away because of some sacrifice, he wants to be remembered as something positive for the world. X knew it was coming because he made the deal. Something I found truly strange was a tweet that Teflon Sean posted on Twitter where he sees to refer as Gekyume as the literal Antichrist they have been waiting for. Teflon Sean tweeted, "There shall be one child born with true free will. This child will lead us through the next Aeon, AXI." He then tweets, Gekyume. This was indeed interesting, especially since Crowley speaks of the child god Horus being in control of the new Aeon or the age. Teflon Sean calls Gekyume the child of true will, meaning he was conceived through a sex magic ritual. Gekyume was born 3 days after X passed away, which strangely seems too familiar to the resurrection of Christ, who rose from the dead 3 days later. Gekyume was born 3 days after his father was born, which is symbolic of Christ. I believe this ties back to the Antichrist statement Teflon Sean was stating, as occultists love using the three symbolism. All of this information presented in this video proves that X was an occultist who sold his soul to have the world. His soul was then collected, leaving behind his son. Before I end this video, I do want to bring up Adam 22's involvement in all of this. Adam actually took a photo with XXXTentacion at Bruno's house, and he also told 458 Keys that he knows all about Bruno's house. It's really interesting that Adam ended up making his own adult film series just like Bruno after they met. We know Adam is a Satanist, and he has the inverted cross on his face. Now, I believe he's just like the rest of these occultists, a member of Thelma. All of this connects to the truth, as it would always be revealed. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.